Hello, everybody. We're back with this final game of this four-game series between the Washington Nationals and Chicago Cubs. And leading off for the visiting Washington Nationals, playing left field is Tim Raines. Batting second, playing second is Jose Verdo. Batting third, playing center field is Bryce Harper. Batting fourth, playing right field is Vladimir Guerrero. Batting fifth, playing first base, Ryan Zimmerman. Batting sixth, playing third base, Lance Parrish. Batting seventh, doing the catching is Wilson Ramirez Ramos. And batting eighth, playing shortstop is Orlando Cabrera. And doing the pitching and batting ninth is Steven Strasburg. Now the hometown Chicago Cubs. Leading off, Mr. Cub himself, Ernie Banks, playing shortstop. Batting second, playing second, Ryan Sandberg. Batting third, playing right field, Sammy Sosa. Batting fourth, playing center field, Andre Dawson. Batting fifth, playing first base, Anthony Rizzo. Batting sixth, playing third base, Ron Santo. Batting seventh, playing left field, Leon Durham. Batting eighth, doing the catching is Jody Davis. And batting ninth, doing the pitching is Dick Ellsworth. And let's get down here to Wrigley Field and get this game started, folks. And Tim Raines will lead it off, batting .444 with no homers and 2 RBIs. This is Dick Ellsworth's second appearance of the season. He's 0-1 with a 3 ERA. Here's the pitch to Raines. And that's going to be a fly ball out the door for out number one. One up and one down here in the top of the first. And Vidro comes up to the plate. Jose's batting .182 with a homer and 2 RBIs. And he crushes this one, folks. That ball is high. How far is she going to go? Out of here. Jose, can you see? By the dawn's early light has just launched one, his second homer of the year. He's got 3 hits, 2 homers. So the Nationals up 1-0. Bryce Harper comes to the plate, batting .300 with 3 homers and 5 RBIs. And that's going to be a ground ball back to Dick. He fires over to Rizzo for out number one. And Guerrero comes to the plate now with 2 outs, nobody on, batting .333 with a homer and 2 RBIs. And that's going to be a ground ball down to Rhino over to first. But the solo homer by Jose makes the Nationals 1. The Cubbies coming to the plate with Banks, Sandberg, and Sosa. As you can see, the Washington's upcoming schedule, they stay on the road, head to Milwaukee and play 2. Then they go home to take on these Cubbies. Ernie Banks batting .083 with no homers and no RBIs. Strasburg making his second start of the year. He's 0-1 with a 3.86 ERA. Here's the pitch to Banks. And that's going to be a 18. And that's going to be a ground ball down to Orlando. Nice play. He robs Mr. Cubby of a base hit, his counterpart. And Hunter comes by the day. How's it going, bud? And Ryan Sandberg to the plate, batting .308 with 2 homers and 2 RBIs. And that's going to be a fly ball out to left field. Tim Raines makes the catch. And quickly 2 outs here in the bottom of the first. And Sammy Sosa's up, batting .381 with 5 homers and 9 RBIs, folks. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. Strasburg strikes him out. We go to the top of the second. It's 1-0 Nationals. You got Zimmerman due up, followed by Parrish and Ramos. Zimmerman's batting .250, no homers and 2 RBIs. And that's going to be a ground ball back to Ellsworth. Over to Anthony for out number 1. Larry Parrish comes to the plate. He's batting .300 with 2 homers and 4 RBIs. And he gets a hold of this one, Parrish does. Let's see where this one's going to end up at. And that's going to be a blast in the left field. And that ball is going. So a home run by Larry Parrish. And now it's 2-0 Nationals. 2 hits, 2 homers, 2-run lead. Deuces everywhere. And Wilson Ramos is up batting .250 with a homer and an RBI. And that's going to be a ground ball down to Ernie for out number 2. And Orlando Cabrera steps up to the plate, batting a .125 with no homers and no RBIs. And that's going to be a ground ball down the second. 46 and a 9 should be fielding column 1. And it is. And that's going to be a nice play by Sandberg. He tosses the ball over to first. But the solo homer gives the Nationals a 2-0 lead as we go to the bottom of the second. Dawson, Rizzo, and Santo do up. Dawson batting a .125 with 2 homers and 5 RBIs. And that's going to be a fly ball out to center field. Harper makes the catch for out number 1. 1 up and 1 down here. And Anthony Rizzo's up now, batting .077, no homers and no RBIs. And that's going to be a fly ball out to right field. Guerrero makes the catch. Quickly 2 down here. Can Ron keep this inning alive? He's batting .200 with a homer and an RBI. And we lose a dice here. Makes it an official game. Oh my. We'll drop it a second time. And 3 times a charm. Yeah, 3 times a charm. And that's going to be a ground ball down to Zimmerman. He'll take it himself to end the inning. 1, 2, 3 goes to Cubbies. We got Strasburg due up, then Rains and Jose. Strasburg's 0 for 1 on the year. And he's going to be 0 for 2. That's a swing and a miss. Strikes him out. Whoa. And now we got Tim Raines up. Tim flew out the left his first time up. And that's going to be a
vidro
ground ball down the short. Ernie makes the play for out number 1. And Vidro steps up to the plate. And Vidro, he homered his first time up. Give the Nationals a 1-0 lead at the time. And he doubles this time. So a double and a homer. He's off to a great start today. So now 2 out, runner down at second for Bryce Harper. And Harper is 0 for 1. He grounded out to Ellsworth his first time up. And that's going to be a base on balls. And all of a sudden now with 2 outs, the Nationals are making some noise. Guerrero comes up here with first and second. And he add to this 2-0 lead. Guerrero grounded out to second his first time up. And that's going to be a ground ball back to the mound. He'll toss it over to first. And that'll end the inning. So the Nationals strand 2 to the bottom of the third we go. You got the bottom third due up here for the Cubbies, Durham, Davis, and Ellsworth. Durham's batting .462 with a homer and 2 RBIs. And that's going to be a base hit. Leon Durham with another infield hit, folks. So Durham's down at first. Jody Davis at the plate. Can Jody do something here? Jody's batting a .125 with no homers and an RBI. And that ball is high. How far is this one going to go, folks? And kiss it goodbye. Jody Davis with a 2-run shot ties this game up. It's 2 apiece. Jody. Now Ellsworth's up. Nobody out. And Ellsworth is 0 for 1 on the year. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. STASBURG, after giving up the homer, settles down, strikes out the pitcher. And now we're back to the top of the order in Ernie Banks. Banks grounded out to short to his counterpart his first time up in the first. And that's going to be a ground ball this time. Nope, that's going to be a swing and a miss. Back-to-back strikeouts after the 2-run homer. And now Ryan Sandberg's up. The Rhino flew out the left back in the first. He's 0 for 1. And that's strikes out the side. But he gives up a 2-run homer before that. And that's his 4th strikeout of the game. But it's tied up at 2 apiece, folks. And now you got Zimmerman, Parrish, and Ramos due up. Ryan is 0 for 1. He grounded out to the pitcher back in the second. And now he doubles the lead off this inning. Double in the right. And the Nationals got the go-ahead run down at second. Nobody out. And Parrish, he homered his first time up in the second. He's 1 for 1. That's going to be a 20. And that's going to be a ground ball down the short. A 56 and a 7. It's probably going to be fielding column 3. And it is. And the runner's going to get down to third. So Bank fires over to first. But Zimmerman gets down to third. And they're going to bring the infield in. Try to cut that run off. Wilson is 0 for 1. He grounded out to short. Back in the second as Philip Reynolds joins us here today. Doing well, buddy. Doing well. Here's the pitch to Wilson. And that ball is hit hard. Where's this one going to land, folks? And that's going to be a single in the center field. And that'll score the runner. The ball was hit right on the button. Hit too hard, probably. Dawson picks it up, fires it in. With Willie Speed, he holds with a single. But it is now a 3-2 ball game. The Nationals retake the lead. Now the Cubbies looking for a double play. Orlando's 0 for 1. He grounded out to second back in the second. And that's going to be a base on balls. Now you got first and second and only 1 out. And STASBURG's going to try to bunt him down the second and third here, folks. He struck out his first time up. And that's going to be a bunt down the third base. Ron's only plays over to first with Ryan covering. And that'll advance the runners. Now we got second and third and 2 outs. Dick needs to keep this a 1-run game here as we go back to the top of the order. And Tim rings. And Timmy's 0 for 2. He's flown out and grounded out. And that's going to be a fly ball out to Sammy, and that'll end the inning. But the Nationals score 1. Take a 3-2 lead into the 4th. The big boys are due up here for Chicago. Sosa, Dawson, and Rizzo. Sammy's 0 for 1 today. He struck out in the first. And that ball is blasted, folks. Kiss it goodbye. Sammy has just tied this up with his 6th homer of the year. Sammy is on fire, folks, to start this season. 6 homers to go with his 10 RBIs. Sammy's a one-man record machine. That brings up Dawson now. And the Hawk is 0 for 1. Why they're pitching to Sammy with the Hawk batting $120 is beyond me. He has 2 homers out of the 3 hits though. And that's back-to-back, Jack. Kissick goodbye, and Andre Dawson doesn't like me talking shit about him. Hits that one over Harper's head. And just like that, the Cubbies take the lead for the first time with back-to-back homers. If I was Rizzo, I'd be watching out. This one could end up in your ear. Here's the pitch to Rizzo. That's going to be a 15. That's going to be a deep fly ball out to right field. And Glad's out there in the well, makes the catch for out number 1. They're hitting old STASBURG hard here in the 4th. Ron Santo, he's 0 for 1. Grounded out to first back in the 2nd. And he gets a hold of this, rips it in there. Guerrero's not going to get to it. Harper's not. It gets to the wall, and that's a 1-out double. And like I say, the Cubbies are just ripping him here in the 4th inning. And that's going to get the bullpen up. STASBURG struggling here. He's trailing by 1, and now Shorns runs down at 2nd, and the Bulls up. And Durham single back in the 3rd. And that's going to be a ground ball down the 2nd. Ground ball down the 2nd, a 35 on an 8, and that is going to be fielding column 1. And actually, that's going to be popped up down the 3rd. Parrish makes the catch for out number 2. And here's Jody. He had a homer back in the 3rd to tie this game up. Can he deliver here and give the Cubbies a 5-2 lead? And he does, folks. He squares it up. Jody. And that ball is high. How far is this one going to go, folks? And just missed it, folks. That's a double off the left center field wall. Jody didn't quite have it all. Steven keeps that off the sweet spot of the bat. That ball is hit in the left field, but it does increase the lead. Jody almost had a 2nd homer of the game, folks. Now you got Dick Ellsworth up. This might be Steven's last bat, no matter what. Here's the pitch to Dick. And that's going to be a ground ball down to short. He'll fire over to first. Now to win the inning. But the Cubbies light them up for 3 runs and take a 5-3 lead into the top of the 5th. Got the big boys coming up here for the Nats. The 2, 3, 4 hitters, folks. See if they can get some of these runs back.
Vidro.
So you got Vidro, followed by Harper, followed by Guerrero. Vidro's a perfect 2 for 2 today. He's got a double and a homer. And that's going to be a ground ball down the 3rd. Easy play for Ron. He fires across the diamond to Anthony for out number 1. And that brings up Harper. Harper has walked and grounded out today. He's 0 for 1. And that's going to be another base on balls. Not what you want here. Dick Ellsworth walks the runner down at first, brings a tying run to the plate. And Guerrero, who's 0 for 2, he's grounded out twice. And that's going to be a tailor-made double play ball down the short. Ernie's up with it. It don't have the same rhyme as Tinker to Evans the chance, but it's Banks to Sandberg to Rizzo with your 6-4-3 double play. Maybe the next saddest words in baseball. And that'll end the inning, folks. We go to the bottom of the 5th. It's a 5-3 Cubbies lead. And top of the order due up here for the Cubbies. And it's Steven STASBURG is going to have a short lease. You got Banks, Sandberg, and Sosa. And Ernie's 0 for 2 today. And he's going to be 0 for 3 as that's a fly ball out to center field for out number 1. And Rhino Sandberg's up. And he's 0 for 2 today. Can he get aboard here? And that's going to be an infield hit. And the Rhino's aboard with a 1-out single. And here comes the man, Sammy Sosa. And they are thinking heavily about intentionally walking him, but they're not. It might be a mistake. He is homered back in the 4th, a 3-run shot to give the Cubbies the lead back in. And he's done it again, folks. Unfreaking believable. Sammy, red hot Sosa, just hit another one. And just like that, it's 7-3. And that's going to be it for Steven. He's due up 4th. So Steven can't make it out of this 5th inning, folks. He gets shelled. Let's see who's going to come out here and pitch. And Tim Burke's going to come out and pitch. Steven can't get out of the 5th inning. And Tim, this is his 3rd appearance. He's 1-0. Hasn't given up a run yet. So you got nobody on now. And a 7-3 ball game, 1 out, and the Hawks up, and he's homered back in the 4th. Him and Sammy went back to back in the 4th. Can they do it again? And that's going to be a ground ball down the 3rd. Parrish is up with it. He fires over to 1st. That'll be out number 2. And Rizzo's up. He's 0 for 2. He's flown out to Guerrero both times. And that's going to be a hit by pitch. Nope, that's going to be ball 1. He brushes him back, though. Anthony ends up on his butt. The crowd's not quite happy with that. And that's going to be a ground ball down to Parrish. And that'll win the inning. But the 2-run homer by Sammy makes it a 7-3 game as we go to the 6th inning. You got Zimmerman due up, followed by Parrish and Wilson. And Ryan is 1 for 2 with a double and came around the score in the 4th. And that's going to be a fly ball out to right field. Sammy makes the catch for out number 1. And Larry Parrish is up now. And Larry's homered back in the 2nd. He's 1 for 2. And that's going to be a 20. That's going to be a ground fly ball out to center field. Dawson makes the catch. 2 quick outs here. And Wilson comes to the plate. Ramos is 1 for 2. He had an RBI single in the 4th. And that's going to be a double down the first baseline. And a 2-out double by Wilson. So Wilson's down at 2nd, 2 outs, and that brings up Orlando Cabrera. He's 0 for 1. He did walk in the 4th. And that's going to be a ground ball down the 1st. Rizzo tosses it over to Dick covering, and how to win the inning. And that's strand 1. To the bottom of the 6th we go. This will be the last inning for Tim here. He's due to lead off the 6th. Ryan Santos 1 for 2. He's doubled and came around the score in the 4th. And that's going to be a ground ball down to Jose at 2nd for out number 1. And Leon Durham's up now, and he's 1 for 2. He singled and came around the score in the third. And that's going to be a fly ball. Harper's got it pegged, makes the catch. Can of corn out there for out number 2. Here's Jody Davis. Jody's a perfect 2 for 2. He's homered and doubled. 3 RBIs, a 2-run homer, and an RBI double. And that's going to be 25. That's going to be a ground ball down to Parrish. They finally get Jody out today. And the Cubbies go down in order. To the 7th inning we go. That'll be it for Tim. I have a pitch hitter for him. And let's see who's going to come off the bench here to bat against Ellsworth. And Lou's going to come off the note. Let's see. Yeah, Lou's going to come off the bench. Pitch hit. They need base runners. They need base runners here. So Lou's going to come off the bench. Where's Lou at? There he is. Lou is looking for his first hit of the year, folks. He's 0 for 13. Here's the pitch. As you can see, the team comparison. Washington is 2 and 3, batting .204 with a .290 on base percentage, slugging .427 and an OPS of .716. The Cubbies are 3 and 3, batting .260 with a .310 on base percentage, slugging .428 and an OPS of .738. Here's the pitch to Lou. That's going to be a fly ball out the dorm for out number 1. And that'll bring up Tim Raines now. Tim's 0 for 3 today. And that's going to be a fly ball out the left field. Dorm's out there. 14 and a 1 might be a damn good play by Dorm. And it is. The bull flashing the leather out there just robbed Tim Raines of a base hit. Tim Raines can't believe Dorm was able to chase that one down. How about that? Leon showing off some leather out there, folks. And Jose's 2 for 3 with a double and a homer today is up to the plate with 2 outs. And he crushes this one, another double. He is a hitting machine here today. He is 3 for 4 with the 2 doubles and a homer. And that brings up Harper now with a runner in scoring position. Harper's 0 for 2. He's walked his last 2 times up. And that's going to be another base on balls. Ellsworth's due to lead off the 7th inning. They're trying to get him through this top of the 7th. Guerrero with 1 swing in the bat can make this a 1-run ball game. This could be Dick Ellsworth's last batter one way or the other. Guerrero's 0 for 3 today. And he's going to be 0 for 4. That's a deep fly ball to left. Durham near the track makes the catch. And that'll end the inning as the Nationals strand 2. We go to the 7th inning stretch at 7-3. Let's see who's going to come out of the bullpen here. Urbina's going to come out of the bullpen here for the Nationals. We want to do a double switch? That is the question. Leave Lou stay in the game. Take Guerrero out. I think that's what we're going to do. Guerrera's going to come out of the game. Urbina's going to come in and bat in the 4 spot. And Alu's going to stay in the game here. And let's see here. And Alu's going to come in and play right field. So the double switch. Alu's out and right. Urbina is his second game. He has 1 save on the year, but an 18 ERA. Can he keep this a 7-3 ball game? He's got Ellsworth, which will be a pitch hitter for Dick. Then back to the top of the order, and Banks and Sandberg. So let's see who's going to come off the bench here. And they don't have a lefty in the. All the lefties are in the ball game, so Hickman's going to come off the bench. So Hickman's going to come off the bench. Jim Hickman, try to get something started here in the bottom of the 7th. As Ellsworth, let's check the box score here on Ellsworth. Ellsworth goes 7 innings, 7 hits, 3 runs, walked 4, struck out 1, and gave up 2 homers to Parrish and Jose. So Hickman is batting 1,000, folks. He's 2 for 2 with a homer and an RBI. Can he keep it up? And no, that's the first time anybody's gotten him out with a big swing and a miss. And that'll be out number 1 here in the 7th. And Bruce Suter's probably going to come out and try to put an aim into this game here. So Bruce will be your pitcher. And now you got Ernie Banks, who's 0 for 3 up to the plate. And that's going to be a 27. And that's going to be a ground ball down the 2nd for out number 2. 2 up and 2 down here in the 7th. And the Rhino comes to the plate, 1 for 3. Singled in the 5th and came around to score. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. A 1, 2, 3, 7th as we go to the top of the 8th. Nationals trailing by 4, and Bruce Suter's going to come out of the bullpen. Try to lock this game down. This is Suter's 3rd appearance. He's got 2 saves and hasn't given up a run yet. He'll be facing Zimmerman, Parrish, and Wilson here. Ryan's 1 for 3. He doubled and came around the score in the 4th. And that's going to be a base on balls. You don't want to start doing that with a 4-run lead. As you see the team comparisons, Washington with 9 runs, 14 homers, no stolen bases, and haven't been caught. The Cubbies 38 runs, 25 homers, 1 stolen base and have been caught once. Parrish is up now, the runner down at first, and he is homered back in the 2nd. Here's the pitch from Suter. And that's a tailor-made double play ball, folks. Perfectly done. That's going to be the old 4-6-3 double play. Parrish hits in 2, and that wipes the runner out. Now there's 2 outs and nobody on for Mr. Wilson Ramos. He's 2 for 3 with a double and a single. RBI single in the 4th. And that's going to be a ground ball down the short. Wait a second here. Let's see. I want to see something here. Sorry, that wasn't a double play. That was a strikeout. So we got to redo that. He's got the K. I forgot about that. So undo that. So it's not a double play. Larry strikes out. Suter's got the old K. He's got the K, the X, the Y, the Z. He's got a little bit of everything. And now this is going to be the double play, because Ramos hits it down the short, and it's going to be the old Banks, the STASBURG, the Rizzo 6-4-3 double play, and that ends the inning, folks. And now we go to the bottom of the 8th, and you got the big boys due up here, and Sammy Sosa, 2 for 3 with 2 homers, 3 RBIs. It's almost crazy to think about walking him here, but they're going to pitch to him. And it works out this time. That's a big swing and a miss. He strikes Sammy out for out number 1. And Dawson's up now, who's 1 for 3 with a homer. See if he can get another hit here, folks. And that's going to be a 27. It's going to be a ground ball down the second for out number 2. And it's up to Rizzo to get something going here in the 8th. He's 0 for 3, batting .062 on the year, folks. He's 1 for 16. And he's going to be 2 for 16. But let's see how hard this ball, where it's going to land out here. 24. And that ball, kiss it goodbye. Rizzo turns on it, hits a homer, folks, and makes it an 8-3 ball game. It's only his second hit of the year, and that ball left the park. And now you got Ron Santo 1 for 3 with a double back in the 4th. And that's going to be a base on balls. And all of a sudden, the wheels are coming off the bus here. And the Bull's up. He's 1 for 3, singled in the 1st, came around to score. And that's going to be a 40. And the team, and that is going to be a wild pitch. So that puts Ron down at second. Here's the 1-0 pitch to the Bull. And that's going to be a ground ball down the second. And that'll end the inning. But the homer by Rizzo makes it an 8-3 ball game. So we go to the top of the 9th. You got the bottom part of the order due up here. Cabrera, Lou, who came in on the double switch, and then back to Tim Raines. Orlando is 0 for 2. He did walk back in the 4th. And he gets a hold of this. And here comes the Nats. And that ball is high. Let's see how far this one goes, folks. Let's see if this one makes it to the cheap seats. That would be a 25. No, off the wall. Orlando misses the homer, folks. That's going to be a double in the left field. Dorm gets to it, fires it in. But Suter with a split-fingered fastball keeps it out of the sweet area. And Orlando's down at second with nobody out. And Moises Alou's up for the second time. He flew out the left back in the 7th and stayed in the game with the double switch. Here's the pitch to Alou. And that's going to be a 8 against the 25. And that's going to be a 32 and a 5. That should be fielding column 1. And it is. And that's going to be popped up in the foul territory. Rizzo near the stands makes the catch. And that'll be out number 1. And Orlando stays put. We're back to the top of the order. And Tim Raines now. Raines is 0 for 4 today. And he's going to be 0 for 5. Let's see here. And that's a swing and a miss. Suter with that wicked split-fingered fastball gets 2 down here, and they are down to their last out. Vidro's up. He is 3 for 4, 2 doubles and a homer, folks. And that's going to be an easy grounder down this. Nope, that's going to be a swing and a miss. Suter strikes him out, and that ends the ball game, folks. The Cubbies win 8-3. Here at the box score. Cubbies come back to take 2 out of 4, split this series after losing the first 2 to Washington. The Cubbies 8 runs on 9 hits and no errors. The Nationals 3 runs, 8 hits and no errors. How about Jose with the 3 for 5 with a homer and 2 doubles? He was the offense for the Nats. And Wilson Ramos 2 for 4. Larry Parrish with a homer in the game. The Nats were only 1 for 8 with runners in scoring position, left 8 men on. And the 2 guys with more than 2 hits, Sammy Sosa 2 for 4 with 2 homers. And Jody Davis, a 2 for 4 game, 2 for 3 game with a homer. You had Rizzo and Dawson each with homers. Look at the Cubbies. Only had 3 times had runners in scoring position. They was 1 for 3. Only left 2 men on base. So they're being very productive. When they get runners on, they're driving them in. Strasburg falls to 0-2, goes 4 1/3. Did not have good stuff today. 8 hits, 7 runs, struck out 4, gave up 4 homers. Tim comes in, Burke, 1 2/3. And your Ribbon comes in, 2 innings, 1 hit, 1 run, walked 1, struck out 3, and gave up the homer. Dick Ellsworth picks up his first win. He's 1-1, goes 7 innings, 7 hits, 3 runs, walked 4, struck out 1, and gave up 2 homers. Suter comes in, goes 2 innings, 1 hit, 1 walk, and struck out 3. Take a look here at the standings and the leaderboard in the National League. Mets are a half a game up on the Atlanta Braves, a game and a half up on the Marlins, 2 games up on the Nationals now, and the Phillies are 2.5 games back. Pirates are a half a game up on the Reds, Astros, and Cubbies, and the Brewers and Cardinals are a game back. And in the West, the Giants are a game up on the Arizona Diamondbacks and Los Angeles Dodgers. The Padres a game and a half back, and the Rockies 2.5 games back. And you still got a Bobby Abreu, Chris Bryant, and Jeff Kent leading the league with a 500 batting average. Sammy Sosa takes over the home run lead here in the National League, up to 7 homers and 12 RBIs, folks. And what's Sammy batting? And Sammy's batting 400. 400 on the year. Of course, the ERA leader early in the year still 0. John Rocker with 2 saves, along with Suter, Smith, and Kimbrough with 2 saves. Rocker with 2 wins. The rest with 2 saves. Sammy's taking over the MVP lead. John Rucker's still got the Cy Young lead. And the next game on the channel is going to be an American League game. See who it's going to be. Go back to the 3rd. And it's going to be the Detroit Tigers going up against the Baltimore Orioles in a I think it's a 3-game series. I don't think it's a 4-game. 1, 2, 3, and I don't think they play on the 6th. No, they don't play on the 6th. So it's a 3-game series. It'll be the Tigers traveling to Baltimore to take on the Orioles, folks. I want to thank Philip Reynolds and Hunter for stopping by. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Hit that bell for reminders, and on your way out of the ballpark, hit that like button and leave a comment. Until next time, y'all have a great day and take care.